After a quick series of tests, it was determined that there was never any malfunction in the comms of the abandoned scout cruiser that had been sent to investigate the offline Tower 67. Testing also proved that there were no permanent reception blockers in the area, so, unless there was some sort of atmospheric interference at the time, which is certainly a real possibility, the Guardian operators of that scout had chosen not to respond, unless they had already left the cruiser by the time they had initially gone unnoticed. As soon as we find them, we will know the answers definitively, and likely from their own mouths. You see, in our world, our technology tends to often blend the mechanical with the natural or organic. Hybrid mechanisms have been used for generations, replacing long-term medicines and invasive procedures, so physical maladies are held to a minimum, which increased overall productivity and recreation, and led to a much happier and fully healthier society than we had back in the darker times, when we were less life-value minded, and spent most of our resources curing disease, rather than preventing it. In our world, the mental health of people weighs in just as heavily as the physical health. But unlike in your world, we do not have to guess at it, as we have mapped out the brain in just as much detail as both of our worlds have mapped out the rest of physical body to this point in our separate progressions. That's not to say that we don't die. We certainly do. And, from the best I can determine, we probably average an age that is close to 95 to 110 of your years. Again, I can only approximate time as you think of it, because how we measure progression is a combination of both the physical and mental states. And, like here in your world, we have our debates about the spiritual versus scientific points of view when it comes to that half of our lives. But we do know, beyond speculation, that our mental states have just as much influence over the length of our lives as our physical states do. So, where you might feel it as a burden to keep your physical bodies in shape here, in my world, we have two bodies to worry about. Just like any other cultural advances, the exploration and mapping of the brain led to some interesting technologies. One technology is that we can create projections of our memories. In short, we can make simulated images or even videos of anything we can see in our minds that we have physically experienced, both memories and dreams. For some reason I don't really understand, because I've never been interested enough to look into it. You cannot project something that you just imagine. Only something you have actually experienced. It doesn't improve your memory in any way, it's just a way that we have to connect with and, literally, save our memories in a way that somehow connects with your actual, conscious memory. Basically, it's a very basic version of SnapTime, which is probably the single most culturally advancing breakthrough of our modern progress. What memory projection is to conscious memory, SnapTime is to all of it. Every moment of your entire physical existence can be traced. SnapTime is the reason why we are guaranteed to know a whole lot more once we locate the Guardians, presuming they are still alive. The existence of SnapTime makes most lying impossible at the legal level in our world. Your precise location and physical actions at any time in the past can be scientifically proven. But just like your nuclear technology, it is very expensive and unobtainable to most people. I will continue to explain SnapTime to the best of my understanding next time, as I hear movement in the next room and need to return my host, Henry, to an unsuspicious state.